And let's have some freaking fun with this. So, the atomics, or let's do defense sabotage. So we're gonna have a couple of explosions.
We're ready, Baron.
And the atomics. So that has weakened the region even more. Yeah, it's just a nuclear bomb.
What do you need?
And now let's attack. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the continuation of the Harkonens playthrough here on Not Your Professional Walkthrough channel for Dune Spice Wars. So in the previous episode, we started to play as the Harkonnen faction because for some reason I lost as the smugglers because reasons unknown to me. But anyhow, on this one, we're gonna continue. So we are currently running research in order to get the call to arms so we can start recruiting those Cerberus units, which are going to be the backbone of our force. We're going to use them to actually start besieging the enemies. Now, in order to actually effectively try to do this, we're going to have to try and do a couple of things. Now, the big problem which I might have is in general just trying to contest a capital. Why is this? Well, first of all, your units need to maintain their supplies. If you enter the enemy territory, those supplies are being depleted. Then you have to manage the HP. Not all units are adequately set up to actually be besieging a capital, depending on what types of also of these districts they have. Like, for example, if we would build the enhanced fortifications, it would be that much more difficult to actually try and deliver the killing blow to the enemy. But we're gonna try anyhow. I would really love to try and get the atomics in order to use these things for the first time ever. But we would need 2 points of infiltration in the Arrakis, 2 points of infiltration in the Kaom, and 2 points in Spicing Guild. Solari, so these are all in the right spot. Influence. I'm gonna need to put something into the Spicing Guild because we have enough in the Kaom. And influence, unfortunately both of these are really not well suited for this. We have lots of spies who just produce extra Solari, and that's about it. They're really not that great. So we're gonna have to think of something in here.
Let's get to business.
Okay, I'm not really sure what is our
How can I
reputation.
help?
Our relationship level is somewhat decent. I mean, it has to go all the way up to 100, of course, but you know, problem also is that these guys are capable of building the infiltration cells and just being able to control what's happening around you. I don't like this because they are putting down sabotage on our location. So all I'll do is just move the units to another district in order to negate the entire effect that this thing is supposed to have. And I think we're gonna have to raid a town or try to capture a town. The thing is, which one do we want to do? Oh yeah, and of course, besieging. So when it comes to the Harkonnens, the best thing which you can actually do, and I kid you not about this, is let's say we would be able to contest this town. What I would do then is build 2 missile turrets and the airfield in here. Why is that? With the airfield, we have the capability to recruit new units and deliver them here. If we try to besiege the city of Arrakeen, or whatever you pronounce this, then you are able to do some damage, return back, resupply, regain your health, go back. With the missile turrets, you also are able to bombard any enemy units which would be moving around here, trying to do just about any damage to you or try to retake the city of Ubnit. So I think that is exactly what we're gonna have to try and do. How that's gonna work out, however, that's highly questionable. What can we do? Siege detections. There's lots of sieges apparently here. And I don't really know how we're gonna do this, because even with the administrative hall, I'm incapable of producing more stuff. Agents produce more intel, agents recruitment speed, gain 2 additional operation slots. So that would be for these 2 things. That's what we would need. Barracks are great because they would allow us to buff our troopers so they have more health, faster regen, and they gain their experience faster. So I definitely want to go for these 2 buildings. Both of them are going to cost me quite a lot. I think I'll go for the intel first. After that, no, hold on. Here is where we need to build it, because we need the district to have the same type of buildings. And after that, we can try to refocus our attention on the military. So we're gonna soon have access to the Cerberus. Military development completion is currently applicable. We are almost there to have the Speaker of Council. We need more command points to be used, but I really want to recruit the Cerberus units. And we need to produce a crap ton of more water and additional stuff. So there's still a lot that needs to be done. Now, these 2 would really benefit us, because here we would be able to put down another one of these outposts, which are the crafts workshop. Those things are allowing us to produce hegemony, and we have quite the jump against our competition. We are, for example, versus the Fremen, twice as far ahead. The smugglers are the second, House Atreides is the third. So the Fremen are not really causing that much trouble to us right now. Now, we can see that there's a lot of sabotage going on over here, which is letting me know that the enemy might be worried about our position over here. But okay, so what I want to do is try to use these units to go over here. Can we already recruit the goddamn Cerberus, or still no? Still no, huh? Okay. Can we do any additional specialized unit or building over here? Processing plant. We do have the crafts workshop here. So we're just gonna have to grab this place and this place. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to do it too fast in succession, because we don't have access to, let's say, a mission which would allow us to, let's say, get we just simply don't possess enough authority, and we do not have the mission which is capable of reducing the overall cost of this. So because we don't have access to this, we can't really do anything that would allow me to reduce the overall cost of the authority points. We would need to have buildings that actually allow us to reduce the cost for these types of things. So annexation or whatever else in order to make this work. We can still do one more statecraft district. For example, we would be able to build the what do we have already? Intelligence, and so we would be able to build the embassy and the interrogation center. But I really want to get the barracks done next. Damn it. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But we do have enough manpower, so we are going to be able to afford to replace that crew. Now we are able to do Cerberus. So what I want to do, 1, 2, 3. We aren't able to do more because this is going to tap into our manpower. Manpower upkeep. Let's go up. And electric faction suffers. I want to go against the smugglers here because their agents are usually more annoying. So we're gonna go and we are gonna capture this location. I really like to get the Cerberus units involved so that they can start gaining experience. So let's speed this up. Auto deployment, these two, pump them out there, send them to their potential doom. I'm kind of glad that I moved all these units over here. It's as if I knew. The missile turrets should be in range already, but unfortunately, until they don't cross the border, it will not attack. It would need to be a hostile faction for the missile turret to start shooting immediately. Unfortunately, due to this rocky terrain here, we weren't really able to like move around and try to flank them. But thanks to their overall experience and the sheer amount of the swordsmen that we have in this region, we're going to be able to overpower these units rather fast. We're just going to then let them get resupplied, and then we're going to push out against this town so that we can produce even more hegemony. We have reached 10,000. So the controlled regions, that produces a lot. Spice tax bait, even better. Defeated enemy units, so we need to keep on battling. And Lance Rat standing, that's really not affecting us that well. Charters, we don't have. Allied sieges, we really would have to put down like one agent over here. But considering the fact we're trying to reach the second levels in these regions, I'm gonna relocate these agents. I just don't have a choice. I really need to buff the levels which we have here. Once you guys have been reworked, we are gonna be able to take these two Cerberus units. Unfortunately, I cannot recruit more because I need more command power to be able to do this. So this is where the barracks are not gonna really help us. We would need the command post. That gives us additional 12 points. But if we research support structures, which is here, which is the third research which we will be running, should be able to do it. So we are gonna run Cruel Reputation, then Gride Explain to get even more crew members onto the harvesters, then the support structures to increase the overall size of our army. Our omnicopters aren't capable of doing too much. That's okay. Let's go. 410, we theoretically might be able to execute capture of these two regions. These are the two regions which I definitely want to grab a hold of. This is for the Blitzkrieg, this is for the Solari and the Hegemony production, so we definitely want to have that up and running. But 195 is quite funky and quite heavy, so we're gonna have to make sure that this is done properly. So our forces are gonna overrun this location. I think having an airstrip here is gonna be important, along with a potential missile turret. We're gonna see. The wind strength here is decent enough, and if we want to have even more water production, which is one of the requirements which we need to fulfill in order to take one of those seats on the council, it will be important. That is true. Now, we can theoretically assign this agent over here. So that should also change our hegemony, because Allied sieges, now we are producing 460 hegemony thanks to that alone. We're gonna capture this 239, and we need 227, so this can actually be done. There's a couple of structures which we're gonna have to construct here, but it's a-okay. If we will be desperate enough, we can of course purchase the Blatzkrieg. We do have the necessary resources. We are producing the spice. Let's grab this. We don't see the sieges here. And I don't see that any sieges have been uncovered in this region. I would still love to grab this spot, to be perfectly honest, just due to the sheer volume of fuel that can be produced in here. And of course, it gives you a hegemony boost as well. So once these guys have been properly trained, we can go heavy, ranged demolition. We're definitely gonna have to put some defensive structure in this region. There's just no way around it. This one, sure, for the Blatzkrieg, because it's in the region with the minerals. We just don't have the agents to be assigned to that region. Let's redeploy this guy. And we're gonna have to go through this region in order to contest this one. What is here? Choose. Sure. In this town, I don't see anything that would benefit me greatly. Here are the acid lakes. So research center greatly benefits from being placed there.
What do you need?
We have already gained some experience for our Cerberus units, but we're gonna need more of them. And eventually, I will be actually replacing all of our soldiers with the Cerberus units. It's just the problem is they require more command points to be constructed in comparison to your regular troopers. So you would have to sacrifice 2 soldiers to get 1 Cerberus. So that is why gaining access to the command post will be crucial. So we're gonna have this building constructed soon. So we are focusing on expanding in this region. We can theoretically raid this town. We can theoretically raid this town. The resources are just money. But it's okay to get money because you can use it to buy stuff. 79 is a little low for my comfort zone, especially for senior staff. And this is what I don't want to do. I don't just want to go and sacrifice or sell suddenly these units just because they are gonna be later on changed. I rather use them so that they die in combat rather than just letting them be changed for the Cerberus. It makes sense, probably, since I put so much work into trying to level them up a little bit. Okay, so the next thing which I want to put in here is the crafts workshop. That's gonna help us out. We're gonna speed this up a little bit, a tiny bit. We're gonna help ourselves to even more hegemony being produced. We are gonna put down Blatzkrieg production, because why the hell not? This has a decent wind strength and this region too, so theoretically 2 water processors should be able to help us out. We're gonna have to put down some militia, because you never know. Having an airstrip in here is going to be definitely crucial. I want to use these 2 troopers to help us raid this town, because we need those Cerberus units to be leveled up. So we're gonna just use 5 units here to do this job. So let's go a little crazy. Looks like there is a trouble brewing. Don't know if I did recruit units here. Doesn't seem that way. We're gonna have to send these 2 guys to chase after these guys from behind. Nope. Okay, we need to slow this down a little bit. There is a couple of things happening right now. So we have votes. Solari upkeep, definitely loving this. Allow the training of Lance Rat Guard, loving this. And statecraft development completion speed is increased by 50%, but we aren't really doing anything in that department. So let's put you here, despite the fact that we really aren't gonna gain too much out of it. I just want to have access to more things. Crowd manipulation is awesome because this thing can really screw with the enemy. So let's say we want to have an uprising in one of the villages. That can weaken the region, and we can then just move in and wreak some havoc. It's easier to pick up the remains afterwards.
What do you need?
Fortunately, this place is not really yet properly built up, so we don't have anything established here. I'm gonna go with the water capture over here.
We live to serve.
The militia has been thankfully trained. I just have to keep an eye out on a couple of things, because there's lots of ranged attackers, and I don't want to see a sandworm warning. Those things are the worst thing that can happen to you during battles of this scale. Okay, so that is being withdrawn. Seems like this is all working. Hold on. Did I just see the Fremen have control over? Oh, okay, it was just the orange color here. I was like, holy shit, how did they get to that location or position when they have such a little hegemony? You see, now we are producing actually plus 23, so we want to keep that up.
Master, we live to master, as you wish.
Nice. This has been successfully raided, so we can retreat back, and then we can go and raid potentially this town for 616, or we can go after this location over here. It doesn't really matter. All of these places has 6 units. This has a decent wind strength, so that would be really helpful. What I want to do here is probably... This is not gonna work. One missile turret is not gonna work here, but having an airfield would definitely do the trick. There's even a research which you can do, which is the airfield network, which makes these buildings that much more effective. So we're gonna see how that's gonna work out. I haven't been paying attention to this side of our empire right now, and we also have to keep an eye out on what's happening here. And we need support structures researched first. Embassy would do what for me? Treaty, cost upkeep, Solari, or active trade agreement. We don't have that many trade agreements. We need to research stuff like economy lobbying or water trade in the native language section. So we would need water trade and some other stuff. Martial economy, I haven't even been to some of these super down texts, because I just usually, by the time I get to certain stage, focus on like entirely different stuff. Let's redeploy this bad boy. Trying to look for our next potential raiding target.
What do you need? A strategic move.
This seems like the right spot. These 3 cannot really do the raiding. Unfortunately, they're just the basic troopers. We don't have the Cerberus units with them. Missile turret is therefore being kind of nullified in here. Fuel. We have enough fuel. Manpower production is decent. Let's invest into the infrastructure. what would be beneficial for us to have here? The water. Water can definitely benefit here. And I definitely think we're gonna have to do the missile turret in here.
Yes?
Because we have the airfield, so
We're
just to
ready,
be on the
Baron.
safe side. Problem here is we have lost those additional
Our
units,
lives belong to you.
and now
What
we're
do you
just
need?
raining supplies.
Master?
So I really
As
want to
you
send in
wish.
these swordsmen to help out with this, because the Cerberus units do gain experience, but I also don't want to kind of lose them for some stupid reason. And this is 6 versus 3, and despite our units have additional HP, more experience, and all this other nonsense, I really don't want to screw this up. We're helping the relationship point here from the siege, because this is the one which is spewing out those units which keep attacking us.
What do you need?
Okay, but we're gonna have to pause this.
What do you
They have
need?
lost way too many provisions or supplies by this time.
Yes?
So by the time these 3 units would get in here, even if these 3 would engage in combat, they just would not be simply able to sustain combat effectiveness, and they would be losing their HP points just by standing there.
We're
So
ready,
once the
Baron.
supplies have been
Strategic-
regained,
Yes. We're ready.
raiding these villages is now becoming more and more of a hustle. So that's why it's probably better for me to keep the town of Urin and this town over here, because you just need so much less forces to be effective at this raiding. So here the swordsmen are engaging the ranged attackers. Missile turret is attacking their forces as well, helping us out. Missile turret needs to be placed somewhere around these parts so it can do its job. It has that high ground, so it's definitely an advantageous position. I don't see spice here, but I do see fuel. There's actually 2 fuel regions. But the problem here is trying to, like, capture this location would be just weird, because it would require so many points of authority. It's just not really a viable strategy.
Here for you.
And they just keep on using their sabotage over here for no goddamn good reason. Really annoying. Crowd manipulation would be awesome. The atomics, for that we require 2 points in the Arrakis. Soon we might be able to get there, but I might have to relocate this guy in order to actually get it. So I might go for the crowd manipulation, and then we might be able to get the atomics. We can go up to 1000 points of intel, so that's decent enough.
We'll do that. We live to serve.
So we're gonna have access to 5 missions overall.
For you.
Problem here is trying to do this. If I would go for this town instead of this one, and just the logistics of traveling through this really sandworm intense region, and having primarily the troopers and not the Cerberus units, would also create a couple of problems.
What do you need?
So what I'm thinking is actually
We live to serve.
taking the most senior units, leaving 1 trooper here,
Baron.
and we're gonna see what can be done elsewhere. I really need these support structures to be researched. So, send diplomacy. Arrakis infiltration, produce 30% more authority. Mercenaries, water trade. Agents assigned to Arrakis infiltration. I think we can go with this. Support structures is what we need after this is done. So it's 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Baron.
The question is, if we really want to push against this, what is our reputation?
Let's get to business.
It's worsening. That's the problem. We have a crap ton of spice, so trying to sell some of it in order to gain this would be just awesome. Come on, show me the money. We can actually buff this out, gain even more Blatzcrete, just so that I can tap into those 500 Blatzcrete building costs. What would be a beneficial thing in here? Wind strength sucks. Maybe having a missile turret behind here would be beneficial too. Having an additional missile turret here would be also great. Wind strength is absolute non-existent, so that's a no-go, no-show. I think it would be awesome to get one of these buildings in here. Let's go with the intel production. Theoretically, worst case scenario, we can go and build the second missile turret in here. It sounds weird, but hell, it works. Airfield is pointless. Wind is not strong enough. I always thought when I picked up this game is that when you get like this thing for, let's say, getting the intel, like the data center should be like to a border to the enemy, because that will allow you to gain more information or something like this. That's like my logical conclusion where my mind went when I picked this game up. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. Okay, there's gonna be elections, so we need to vote. Gain, sure, why the hell not? Allows re-rolling one resolution, sure, why not? And economy development completion speed is increased by 50, because honestly we aren't really that smart, so our research here is suffering greatly. Support structures aren't even being done, so yeah, fun stuff. We need to move these forces where they can raid, where they can gain experience. I think I'll just move them on foot. This is weak and this is weak, so I think, theoretically speaking, the 2 Cerberus units with 1 soldier troop can go after Grimroar, and the other 2 guys can go after Urine. So let's go bananas. Enemy actions are in place that we should manage. Are we gonna be able to get the atomics? I do wonder. I really want to see it in use. I just don't know. I cannot help it. Raid this sucker. This has been raided. It can go to City of Harpo. We should put in some thing here. What would be beneficial for us? We can produce more knowledge, sure. I have the empty spot. Looks like this place is gonna be contested, so let's not allow them to do so. Let's do this. We're gonna be able to move the troops over here. The missile turret is actually doing something, but it's in the middle of the engagement, so it's better to keep it somewhere off. I just want to have it ahead in case the enemies would try to move their units. into this region. So these 3 units are gonna be moved there. It's gonna all work out quite nicely. 300 in order to get, I don't know, let's reduce the overall cost of things and the maintenance cost. 500 for here. Support structures is taking way too long. Let's go for the knowledge. Support our research.
How can I help?
Nothing really is gonna work here. Okay. The Imperial tax is light years ahead. We can go 300 theoretically. Or hell, even 400. They have a crap ton of plascrete. So I don't rob them of their reserves. It's gonna allow me to get stuff done. You two need to move over here. You 3 were able to withhold this. Awesome. And we have to slow down a little bit in order for me to regain idea of what's happening. Can we get the atomics finally? Damn it! No! I can't get new agent, unfortunately, which sucks. How about now? Can we get Arrakis level 2 now so that we can get the goddamn atomics? Sure. Buy cam shares to increase your hegemony by 500. Okay. Not sure what that would do. I would rather see the goddamn atomics in use. Might help besiege the Arakan city. Wait, who is the second? It's actually the smugglers who I should try to focus my attention towards. Because they are catching up and they are annoying with the fact that they can install the infiltration cells in your cities.
What do you need?
So, let's transfer these 2 units. Redeploy. We can install more crew members. Just gonna suck that much more if we lose this, but we have been kind of pushing this 500 something for quite a long time now, so it'd be nice if we can clear this place out. I don't need you guys. We can choose to do this. They have possibility to install 4 crew members. Just think about that. 4 freaking crew members. It's quite bad. I'd love to get this in order to increase the fuel production because we have the research, which is benefiting us by producing Solari for each and every fuel cell, which we are currently not using. So that would be nice too. I really want this goddamn command post build. We need more research. Embassy interrogation, gain 5 intel per killing enemy unit, gain 50 intel by pillaging a village. Holy shit, why is this not running yet? Get it up and running. Interrogation center is gonna be the bomb. We're gonna be able to build even a proper economy district, like all 4 buildings here can be done, and majority of the military buildings can be constructed too. So that's awesome. We cannot recruit more units, unfortunately, so that's just the situation. I would really love to grab a hold of this place. Strong-willed, manpower production, spice production, building Solari upkeep, organized supply is up and running. Atomics. I want to see this thing. 600 intel. Better be goddamn worth it, man. Haven't used atomics yet, so I want to see it. I want to bring it to the channel If it's just a show of power that you can throw an atom bomb on someone, or if it actually has some proper use. This is all fine. We really never had the possibility to have the Lance Rat guard, which kind of sucks. Let's redeploy this bad boy. I would love to gain control over some more spice production, but unfortunately, I just don't see that being a viable option right now. Choose this for the buff of the research. This is being currently done, so that's a-okay. There's a massive desert in this region. Look at this deep desert. It's massive. It's ridiculous. Absolutely nothing to be done of this location. 400, 300. The thing is, if we would get the acid baths or the acid lakes, it allows us to produce hegemony, and we can get research center. The research center would greatly increase the speed at which we are able to do stuff. That looks like am I gonna be able to like take up this position? Because these are smugglers. These should be Harkonens, but I don't know how the hell to get in here. Every faction loses 30 Lance Rat. We are at high rating currently. Sure. Get 2 extra agents with special council traits. Decline. Impose tax of -5 salary per available water. That would be just awesome. So we are burning through our influence. We do have the atomics, crowd manipulation, supply drop, gear sabotage, and combat the drugs. So we are quite prepared when it comes to this stuff to wreak some freaking havoc.
We live to
5 of these units. I'm not sure what are the units available in this region.
anything for you.
And where are our additional forces? Here we have 1 senior trooper. Here we have really senior trooper. So those are fine. We're gonna have to make something happen. Looks like this place is being liberated. 203. This one would cost 230 something. 4 days until that goes down. We are still building the interrogation center. So killing units and pillaging villages is gonna give us intel, which we're then gonna be able to use on stuff that's happening over here. Okay. Counterintelligence. We can theoretically put down something to do with the Fremen, because we have at least some level of knowledge about the smugglers. Almost have knowledge about the House Atreides, so let's at least try to reach rank 1, and then we can try to do something versus the Fremen. So we know what counselors they are using. We don't know anything about the other 2 factions, though.
Master?
They have wreckers here. I don't see a missile turret, but I do see this, and that's a recruitment station. I still want the fucking fuel, though. And the additional hegemony. Plus, they hate our guts, so...
Let's get to business.
Well, not that much, but they hate our guts. They will hate my guts.
We're ready, Baron. We'll run there. We live to serve.
No idea how many units they do have.
Master? We're ready, Baron.
When it comes to trying to liberate the village. 3. Okay, we can deal with that. They are sending these wreckers away. So I'm not sure if I need to use these Cerberus units to chase after them. because they're just trying to retreat to some other location.
We will do it for you.
So if we would be able to grab a hold of this spot, we would be able to greatly increase our fuel situation. It looks like Atreides is trying to put stop on this. Be fun if we would be able to run up there and kind of mess it up for them a little bit. We're technically able to.
We're ready, Baron. Master,
So we can send in 4 units
live to serve.
because we have regained those supplies. Please don't run through that large desert though. That would piss me off.
You. As fast as we can. They will submit.
They're taking away the units. Bad choice.
You need. One of us will die. What do you need?
Should be able to now try to liberate this anyhow. Or pillage this. Let's pillage this.
We're here for you.
So we're capturing this spot and we are pillaging this spot simultaneously. It looks like they're gonna be sending in reinforcements, so we better keep an eye out on this. Because I don't know where they are gonna plan on sending them.
Anything for you, Baron.
So I'm okay moving the units back up here.
Our lives
Leaving just
belong
one
to you.
trooper in here. It's a senior trooper. Cerberus units have gained experience, so they are far better equipped to battle than these units from the smugglers faction.
Yes,
And we have almost control over this region.
we live to serve.
We have, once we raid this location, we're going to be able to move in.
You need. On the move. You will have it. What do you need?
And the missile turret is capable of engaging them. We have gained some resources.
Our lives belong to you.
And there's a sandstorm all of a sudden here, which is kind of problematic.
What do you need?
These troopers are still alive thanks to their seniority.
Yes. What do you need?
Although I should try to withdraw them. I don't know where this sandstorm is gonna go. And it looks like now the rebel forces are actually moving in over here. You gotta be kidding me.
We live to serve.
So there's quite a lot of combat happening.
What do you need?
No, you guys stay here. Please stop attacking the building.
Master? What do you need?
Problem is the sandstorm can seriously damage these guys.
Pain. What do you need?
We're gonna use the flanking maneuver here
Master?
in order to reduce the pressure on this town. There's still enough space for me to expand through this region, but I just don't feel like the authority points would be well spent in here.
We live to serve.
We really need to liberate or capture this spot finally. Okay, so heavy, ranged heavy, and we're gonna fuel cell, yes. Knowledge, not really gaining any benefit out of that, but I won't stop them. Blastcrete, sure. Intel, sure. I don't know. This is for hegemony and wind trap resource production. This idiot did not put wind trap building in here, so we're not gonna need this for the intel because we are gonna be gaining intel just by raiding places and doing stuff. So wind trap, where is that? Processing plant for Solari, water extractor, no. Crafts workshop, research hub. What the hell? Wind trap resource production. So we need to put down this wind trap for water, because that's gonna gain a 100% boost.
We're here for you. We live to serve.
So that's all working now. Atreides is right next door. Looks like these raiders are going after I don't know whom. Next stop can be theoretically this location, because even more hegemony. We're at half point, so we are quite ahead. The only other factions are the smugglers, who are even close by to us at this point with this. Are you finally able to build this goddamn thing? Thank God. Okay, so we're gonna gain even more command points, which is gonna allow me to recruit even more Cerberus units, so that we can start pressuring the living crap out of Atreides or whoever else. I really don't know right now if I should focus the smugglers instead of Atreides. The thing is, strategy is gonna be exactly the same. We actually have Mount Idaho, data center, and listening posts gain crap ton of benefit, and they have the data center and the research hub. So they have the wrong buildings here. I don't understand this about the AI, and yet they are able to have access to a crap ton of blast screed and other nonsense. Like, how the hell do you expect me to respect that? It doesn't make sense. This AI needs to be either slightly reworked, or something needs to happen in order for this to make a little bit more sense to me. Ah, son of a bitch, they are using the uprising here. Okay, so we're gonna have to move some of those troopers away. Airstrip. Where is our airfield? Our airfield is over here, right? Yeah. So let's build it here. The water extractor is going to be able to produce a crap ton more. Our Solari is going right now through the roof. Theoretically, we can screw with it a little bit, sell some of the produced stockpile of what we have here. But once we suppress this rebellion BS, we're going to be able to get back on track. I just don't want to send only 2 units here, because that's a lot of rebel forces. And yeah, last time that did not go that well when I sent only a couple of units. And some of these guys have quite a decent ranking and experience. Let's redeploy this bad boy. What do we have? I don't know if I'm actually like holding this post, so I would like to apply this onto the smugglers. Okay, Solari, 5 Solari will be granted per vote cast on House Harkonnen on this resolution. Let's apply this to the smugglers. And smugglers, because I don't trust them. I don't know. They have their little nasty hands in all these places. 3 units to be deployed over here. There's no airfield in here to effectively stop this. What are we researching? What are it? It would be awesome if there would be some sort of highlight as to what I'm doing currently. I'm assuming it's the lay of the land, after which we can do gain 30% more resources when pillaging a village, gain 3 supply after participating in a kill, 30% supply regeneration near controlled occupied villages. Army logistics sounds quite interesting. Countermeasures, camouflage, cruel, reputation. I think we have this now. We should be able to increase the crew members even further. 52 days, god damn it. That's a lot. Water exploration infrastructure. Let's go like this. Let's go army logistics after that water trade. And then we can go with the airfield network, for example. So these three are going to be deployed here. We still need to wait for the district of the command post to be finalized so that we can recruit more Cerberus units. That's 4 units over here. There's just all the rebels. So they're all melee. That's okay. Our manpower is at full strength. So the beneficial thing would be here to try and tackle all simultaneously one enemy unit, because if you try to spread out the damage amongst multiple units, you're just gonna hurt yourself. Same as the enemy is applying lots of pressure onto these troopers here. We're gonna have to pull them back. I don't want to lose the senior unit to a rebel force like this. That would be quite embarrassing. I'm gonna put down knowledge. We really need to buff that research. It's not funny. And by letting these units like chase after these troopers, we're able to address this. Another no, that's the same vote. A harvester needs to be deployed. There's some sandstorm brewing.
Listening.
So now we are able to construct more stuff so we can directly go for the embassy. This way we have 2 districts. Treaty upkeep cost, but I'm not using it for anything. I don't really want to go for the enhanced fortification, even though I can go for it, because I just don't think anyone is going to be stupid enough to go after me. So that's 2 more Cerberus units, which we can send out here to theoretically try to raid this location.
What do you need?
3 units over here. How many forces? That's a lot of forces. We can go after this Grim Ram in order to raid it, gain some intel, and do some damage. Underworld contact. Set up 2 spying operations. Besiege 1 village owned by another faction. That's more likely for me to be done. The 2 Cerberus units will go after Urn.
We live to serve.
No matter how weird that sounds, that's what's gonna happen.
We're ready, Baron.
Even though I'm trying to trade with them and we have a good reputation on our hand, it's still not enough apparently here. 203 would be theoretically able to actually contest this region. Hold on, we need to slow this down. Too much shit happening. Let's go after these guys. 2 Cerberus units are gonna be done soon, so we're gonna have a larger force to work with.
We're ready, Baron.
Okay, so Atreides is moving in to stop the liberation. I would actually prefer to capture this, because from here we have location which would allow us to besiege Harkonnen, which would be quite beneficial for us. We were able to get that buff and jump in the overall research. Besiege.
We're ready, Baron.
The 2 troopers already have some experience thanks to all the research and the army structures. But creating authority is a total pain in the ass when it comes to House Harkonnen. So the further down the road you go, the more annoying it is for you to actually be capable of acquiring additional villages. So that is why the military contact or the military conquest, that's the word, might be super annoying. But is doable, but I'm just saying it can be really annoying. Fortunately, we cannot get more Cerberus units. We would have to sacrifice one trooper.
Master?
But because our troopers are so well equipped and they are so skilled, I kind of don't want to sacrifice these units because that's 3 ranks of experience, which would be just stupid to put away so that I can get a fresh batch of Cerberus units.
We're here for you.
What if we would go
What do you need?
after these idiots before they are able to do whatever this is? I don't know, maybe they will be even able to finish this process.
Ready for battle.
But if I would be able to capture this town now, we would get the airfield strip here. We would be able to put down the rare element production, and we'll be able to further increase our hegemony production. We'll be able to put down like a missile turret, and then we can do something with the Lair Abdur town. Cerberus units are able to pressure this. That's awesome.
Master?
These 3 boys are gonna have to push outwards.
We lived.
Are we building anything? No, we're not. We need more stuff for the economy district. So Keon Branch or the recycling vats would need to be done. For that, require these researches to be accessible.
Yes? Baron.
Why are you just standing here letting them watch? Like, engage, goddammit. Don't let me tell you this. Don't make me micromanage the living crap out of you. Please don't make me do that. So the airfield here is kind of pointless since we have it over here. So I will probably strip down this building. The wind strength is great, but it will not do too much. So this is not gonna be liberated, I guess.
We're ready, Baron.
But I do want to contest this. Stealth probe can give us some additional armor. It would consume 2 points out of executioner. I don't really want to get a gunner. Gunners are gonna trigger the sandworms like you have never seen before, so I'm not joking. I don't want to see that.
What do you need?
So let's send out one more unit to support these guys. Awesome. Theoretically, if we would be able to get Lar Buddha, or what you pronounce this thing, we would be able to get the refinery, or keep the refinery built in the airfield in order to bring in the troopers rather quickly. And then we would be able to put down 2 missile turrets. We'll be able to weaken the overall situation. We would be able to use the combat drugs. We'll be able to use the atomics. We'll be able to have a crap ton of fun. And once you destroy the capital, the whole faction just crumbles down. So after the Atreides, the next thing would be the smugglers. It takes forever for now to grab this stuff, so it's really annoying. The living crap out of me. I really would love to get more units. Resolve, that's gonna buff our research. Sure, why the hell not? Let's rat guard, that would be nice too. Let's go for it. I feel like we're capturing most of the council positions right now. So we're gaining also intel by raiding these towns and so on and such. Manpower is holding, but we're gonna have to do something regarding this. Because it's no longer at plus 20 or something, just due to the overall upkeep of all the units or all the militia and everything like this, so we will have to be careful. Heavy troopers. Okay, so the airfield, we're removing that. Let's get 3 militias in here. because we have airfield over here, so it's pointless for me to keep it here. If we would theoretically be capable of doing one thing, that's me building a turret over here to protect even that town, but I don't think that's going to be a viable option. So let's build this over here. Afterwards, we're going to go and build the thing which allows me to produce some more fancy, funky stuff. Let's pull them back. Trigger the militia to walk out. These guys are gonna fly over this massive deep desert, because if they would die or try to move through this thing, you would never see them again. The two missile turrets over here are able to coexist, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Being careful about trying to trigger the goddamn sandworms. And now this is gonna be a hot zone, so we really cannot walk up here, as we might get the warning that the sandworm is still in the area, and they might try to eat our forces. You see, that's what I told you. But there's no animation of that. There should be still that little shaking of the sand to show you that, hey dummy, don't do anything stupid or your forces are just screwed. We have to redeploy these bad boys. Now we're gonna put down this for even more hegemony. We might theoretically be at plus 30, 17,000. So we're gonna be reaching the next mark rather quickly. Kind of glad that I kept those troopers over there. We're gonna relocate them here. We have this one troop protecting this region just in case. And we are gonna have to mess around with Atreides here. 333, we can afford the authority, but we have to be careful on how we try to do this. 800. So what I want to do is put down the uprising. After that, we can theoretically do like gear sabotage or some nonsense. And then we can try to use the atomics on the capital of Harkonnen. Just for the hell of it. Do we have anything which needs to be researched or checked out or something? There's like a crap ton of stuff over here, but because it cost me so much so much in order to just consider this region for any purpose whatsoever, I'm not even looking there. One agent, and we would send them 1,200, 443, 16, and 150. Declined. I'd rather have that agent captured, to be perfectly honest with you all. So has this been done? Yeah, we are now producing almost plus 30 hegemony just because. Having the missile turret would be beneficial. I'm thinking of what I want to do here. We can increase the spice production. We can do lots of stuff. I want to bump the recruitment probably, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. How many forces do I have acquired here? 5 out of quite a lot. Where are these Cerberus units? These two need to be moved in order to join this push. Enemy hegemony has reached finally 10,000. Sandworm has been detected. But yeah, we are at 18,000, so we are almost at double that of House Atreides. Damn it, we have lost the harvester with the crew. Well, at least we're gonna be able to deplete the manpower which we have a surplus of. Theoretically, we can even go for this, which would give us more points to work, or the mercenaries to work with. We can go with the embassy. I would prefer the economy buildings, honestly. So I'm thinking, let's do this. Let's do the crowd manipulation. This is gonna piss off the locals.
Ready.
Which might draw in the enemy forces. You can see that there's actually quite a lot of them.
Ready, Baron.
I don't want to fight them, so I want to see if they're gonna try to suppress this.
What do you need? Ready.
We can theoretically put the Omnicopter in this region for that purpose to see. The capital is able to keep attacking some of these forces.
Anything for you, Baron.
But because we are doing this, we are postponing their spice production. I want to keep the atomics for the capital. What are we researching right now? Lay of the land. Water trade, airfields. Let's go after the airfields next. We can get 3 Landcraft units, which would be awesome. Let's go for this too, and manpower upkeep. Decline. Let's put in the influence points. Vote. Vote, vote, vote. Vote or die. Just like P. Diddy said in South Park.
Yes.
Let's get these 2 boys.
We're ready, Baron.
And
What do you need? We're here for you.
it's gonna work a little funky because now I'm gonna try to push in, liberate this location, and after that we're gonna try to capture it. You can see here that there are the units which are protecting the capital. There are the mercenaries which might disappear, and there's the trooper, which is the basic unit.
On our way. Yes.
You guys don't go on the open desert out there. Please don't piss me off like that. Thank you. And we're gonna put down military base in order to enhance the overall strength. And do we get the Landcraft guards or no? Ah, crap. We're getting sandworm warning. Please, please move into the city. I don't want to lose goddamn Cerberus units and super senior staff due to some freaking sandworm. That would just piss me off beyond imagination. Are we now able to... I want to get this town. So this did not work out the way I was hoping for it to. But it's okay. It's okay. We can still fix this. A large force. We're going to be able to resupply rather quickly after the militia has been defeated. Problem is going to be the constant bombardment from the capital. Really bugging me. We can send out these guys over here. Can try to grab a hold of this thing.
What do you need?
This is gonna weaken them. And we're gonna build those missile turrets here. And the airfield.
What do you need?
So something will have to go. The wind strength here is just non-existent, so the wind trap can be sacrificed in order for this to do the necessary work. Militia is battling it out.
What do you need?
Are they gonna be able to hold their ground or not? We do have heavy militia. One of them are below 50%. So the panic is kicking in. But we do have the missile turrets active.
We're listening.
I don't really mind that these guys are getting killed out here, because through that, at least the turret or the missiles are not being bombarding our units over here. And we need this town because it's gonna give us the 5th processing plant or refinery.
Baron, will do. We're here for you.
Don't know what's the range here, what to expect. But we're still contesting this, so we just have to wait this thing out. I don't know where their units are. We have moved our units far away. Don't see any sort of movement on our borders. We're gonna soon have control over this location, and the Atreides is gonna be royally screwed afterwards. So we have gained control. This is gonna be sold. Airfield. Like this. Damn it, we have lost 2 harvesters. Son of a biscuit. That's too much crew. Because each crew is 50. So that's 6 times 50. That's 300 crew members. I don't think I will be able to do that. Deploy. Cannot afford more units right now, or the ones which I would want. We need to wait for the airfield. And because I don't know where Atreides have their units, that can be quite problematic as well. We have 2, 4, 6, 7 units over here. I don't know if they're battling Fremen or what's happening. But at least I see that there's a quick potential way for us to go from here and try to attack the siege here, which would leave the smugglers as the last faction, which I'm not exactly sure would be the right strategy here. I don't see anything which would give us more. 8 command points. Airfield range, air command would need to be researched. So for that, we would need to research for the military threats. Countermeasures, sure. Let's go for something in the intelligence network, despite the fact that I absolutely have no clue what it is doing. So now what would be fun? For me to save. Because we're gonna start to experiment with besieging the Atreides. And you're gonna see why trying to do this or try to capture a location like this can be quite problematic. The defense sabotage is something which I want to do. So if we would be able to use atomics, defense sabotage, gear sabotage, and other buffs, that can do quite a lot of damage. The problem is you cannot really take the entire force and attack all at once. You need to have this sort of strategy where you send in a bunch of units. They're gonna start literally with their swords attacking the capital, but because they're in the enemy territory, their supplies are still going to be drained. So after you have sent in the initial units to attack this region, what's gonna then happen is you're gonna have to pull them back and send in something to replace the attackers. So the Cerberus units are gonna be the attack, which is gonna initiate the whole shebang. And afterwards, we're gonna be able to try and retaliate. I'm gonna have to withdraw these guys and send them over here. 2 senior units are, however, not enough to deal with this much of an uprising, and I really don't want to get like these stealth probes, because sure, they give you plus armor, but they kind of suck anyhow. Executioners, 3, fuck it, let's go with 1 more. basic trooper. He's not gonna be that skilled, but 3 versus 4 or 5, sorry, might be a little bit more doable. So we have 5 spice harvesters. We have a decent stockpile of spice. Our blast greed is going down a little bit just due to the sheer amount of everything that we are making. So airfield is here. Missile battery is in range, so that's awesome. And let's fucking reduce the overall cost of everything in here. And let's put down 2 heavies and 2 ranged. So now we have the defense sabotage. I want to, however, make sure that my attention is focused on what's happening at the Atreides location. Problem is going to be also reaching this spot, just due to how we need to bypass this certain location. Okay, worm nest is still. I do wonder, since if you would be playing the Fremen, since they never get the warning about the sandworms going after their spice harvesters, what would happen? Influence production. Let's go 100. Military development. Let's go 100. Sure, why the hell not? So we should have 3 units, or how many now in here. The ones which are joining the combat are the least experienced. They're really pissing me off with this, you know that, right? Do have militia here.
Yes.
And we'll have to move these units. So we need to deal with a couple of this nonsense.
Our lives belong to you. What do you need?
Let's try to focus 1 unit at a time.
What do you need?
And see how it works out.
Our lives belong to you.
They're focusing this crew with 4 units.
What do you need? On the move.
Let's go 2 versus 1 here. You guys have to pull the hell away.
What do you need? We live to
It's gonna be a little bit more tricky for these 2 to retreat, but it can be done.
We'll run there.
Careful about the goddamn sandworms. It can still be triggered. What's the situation
Yes. Our lives
like
belong
here?
to you.
So the more experienced units are up front, where they're taking bulk of the damage, just allowing the other troopers to support them.
Yes. Master,
Let's go after these.
we live to serve.
Now you're going to be able to retreat, and you should be able to battle it out, because these guys are going to lose their supplies anyhow, and shit hits the fan right now because the sandstorm is going to move in. It's going to really negatively affect us. So
Yes,
try to get the hell out of here. I just don't know where. I don't want to send them through here because that's exactly how I'm going to lose these guys.
our lives
So we need to
belong
outrun
you.
this shit storm and see what can be done here.
Yes, Master.
So we were able to defend this location, which means they can move back over here.
Yes.
Theoretically, you are able to move freely. Let's deploy this bad boy. It's taking forever to set this up. I really hope it's going to be worth the wait.
Our lives belong to
It's
you.
really starting to get annoying.
On the move. As you wish.
Okay, so the sandstorm is actually bypassing this location, so we're gonna go and do this.
Master, as fast
And
as
I
we
would
can.
really love to send these additional troopers to join what's happening over there, although having 1 trooper over here would be beneficial as well. So I think the least senior staff is gonna go support this harvesting location, which we have set up over here. just to be on the safe side. Unassigned agent. We can go into counterintelligence, or we can go something that would allow us to find out about the Fremen.
We live to serve.
These guys need to stay in here in order to protect this location. I don't want to really invest into militia right now, all things considered. Get this research buff. We have 10 units up and running. The problem is, if we would theoretically lose a majority of the Cerberus units, recruiting these suckers would really tap into our financial situation and everything else, but it can't be done. I believe in myself. Okay.
Anything for you.
So let's go for it. We're gonna do the save again. And let's have some freaking fun with this. So, the atomics. Or let's do defense sabotage. So we're gonna have a couple of explosions.
We're ready, Baron.
And the atomics. So that has weakened the region even more. Yeah, it's just a nuclear bomb.
What do you need?
And now let's attack.
We're ready, Baron. A strategic move. We're
So
here
you
for
can theoretically spread out your forces so that the splash damage is not so severe.
We're ready, Baron. We will do
But you
it
can
for
see
you.
that thanks to what happened, we were able to significantly weaken the capital. Otherwise, it would be much more annoying to do this. And so you have to keep an eye out on the supplies and on the health bar of your units. This is why I wanted to send in the heavies first, because they can withstand this pummeling a little bit longer under the sustained fire. This town has literally 2 missile turrets. I'm not even sure how that's possible for Atreides. They don't have access to such tech. We're gonna withdraw now, and we're gonna send in
Have it. Blood will flow.
these boys. We're gonna go after the snipers.
What do you need, Baron?
And this is problem. So we're gonna weaken.
Master?
Are they attacking actually? Wow. So who was able to get the land sprat? Because now I kind of wonder who's gonna gain the points for destroying the faction here.
We're here for you.
I don't really know if I want to be battling these guys though.
We're ready.
My objective here is fairly simple. Atomics, again, what do we need? Quite a lot actually in order to do this. So we need more in the spicing guild. We need 2 in everything, but since our spice can be captured, it can be problematic. They have our spy, and we can theoretically try to buy him. So this would theoretically allow me to put down the guy into... Where's the atomics? Into this field over here.
Our lives belong to you.
And this is why besieging the capitals is a pain in the ass. And why I don't think it's a viable strategy. And why I think if you would actually try to play this 1 versus 1, which I just don't see happening for this game. It takes for fucking ever to get this stuff set up. And you know, the enemy person who will be playing against you, they're not gonna wait for you to be able to set up nicely like this. Come on.
What do you
be realistic, right? And the older you get, the more difficult it will be for you and your buddies to set up games like these. Because if you have kids, if you have anything that you need to take care of, you can forget about stuff like this happening. I just don't think that the multiplayer is a viable option for the game like this, because the pace is not set up to support it. That's my opinion. There's lots of stuff happening. All like our harvester being swallowed. Shit! I knew these fuckers are gonna try to do something like that. We're gonna have to send in the troopers. I don't see any troopers in here. Those two won't be able to do too much here. That's the problem. And I'm gonna have to therefore send these guys over here. So we're not gonna have any backup. So you can see that this HP is going down ridiculously slowly. This is just not a viable strategy. But it's the only one I can execute. Let's use the supply drop. I could have used it on these dudes too, which would heal them and everything else. But whatever. Let's do these things. And ceasefire, no. Crowd manipulation, no. Cam shares. Political audit, no. I want the atomics, but for that we need more Arrakis. Are we able to... We are losing units here. That's a problem. The problem is also that we're losing senior units. Which is the more upsetting thing.
Our lives belong to you. What do you need? En route.
Auto, this and this. 250, we're losing just one. They're really not gonna do anything too much here.
What do you need? We'll do that.
Pull back. Resume the siege. You guys need to pull back.
Yes. Blood will. We're here for you.
Economy development completion, sure. All factions, filtration, support, because we're not really that much in infiltration. Decline. Because my recruitment will go probably through the roof.
What do you need?
In the nearest future. Seriously, all this shit has to happen right now.
Incoming pain. Yes.
Where are you idiots running to?
We're ready, Baron. One of us.
Like,
will
explain
die.
this to me.
We'll run there. We live to serve.
I don't understand what they're trying to do right now.
For you. We're here for you. Master, on the move.
Pull back. You see, these guys are absolutely not set up to besiege these capitals.
Master,
They're just too weak, which is why the heavies are necessary.
we're here for you. Our lives belong
Because
to
even
you.
on the way out, you can lose these troops.
We're ready.
Why are they battling it out here?
Our lives belong to you.
Of course I'm gonna kill your units. You are literally trying to attack me. Dumbass. Really bad choice.
What do you need? Anything for you, Baron.
Ah man, I'm missing one command point. In order to get more Cerberus units.
We're here for you.
Let's send them over here to be ready to engage.
What do you need?
These boys need to
A strategic
go over here so that they can resupply and then be moved. Look at all these freaking Lance Rat guards. Where are they coming from? Who is able to keep recruiting them, goddammit? It's no joke.
as fast.
This is just
Our lives belong
terribly
to you.
slow. And the problem is, even if you would have some sort of ranged attacker or something, it doesn't really affect
Lives belong to you.
what you're doing. It's still taking a crap ton of time for you to achieve your goal. So either you are able to get another atomics or another defense sabotage. For that, we require more guys in here. And I think that's what we're gonna have to do.
We're ready.
Seems like the only viable thing that is working currently. These two will have to be moved. Ceasefire, no. Cam shares, no. Political audit, no. Crowd manipulation, no. Defense sabotage is what we need. So we need like this to allocate, I think. This is so painful.
We live to serve.
So this is why probably trying to win by just having hegemony might be more fun. But also you can see that this can take a crap ton of time. And if you do not build or have access to these rich mineral deposits where you are able to boost your hegemony production, I'm not really sure if it's even a viable option for you. Defense weakening. Supply drop, let's do it.
What do you need? We're
Send in the two Cerberus troopers.
for you, Baron.
Freaking hell, I hate the fact they keep sending the uprisings over there. Cannot really build. Ah, sure, let's go for the freaking embassy. So it's like we're gonna really utilize it, but no, fuck it.
For you, Baron.
Defense sabotage. Can we even... No, we still don't have it. Still have to wait a little bit longer. Don't want to get the gunners. The gunners are not gonna help here. They're only gonna trigger the freaking
For you.
sandworms potentially, and you can even get sandworms at the edges of your capital. I have seen dumber stuff happen, trust me.
Ready for. They will submit. Baron.
So we're just sending in sheer volumes of units to massacre the capital. To weaken the capital even further. How fast can we do this again? Still working, huh? Look at all these forces which are smashing the city walls. And now imagine doing this 2 more times, goddammit. This is why I think the military type of victory which I'm trying to do here is not really one of the best practices which you can do. Our blastcrete
For you, Baron.
is being depleted, which really sucks. Inactive harvester needs to be deployed. We have access to the supply drop in case it would be necessary.
Anything for you, Baron.
Let's go after these troops.
Our lives belong
Pull
to
back
you.
these units. Send these units.
For you. They will submit.
This is just taking way too freaking long. And even if you speed this up, you're really just hurting yourself because it can be that much easier for you to lose these units. Let's send them back. I want to weaken the defenses even further. Unassigned agent. Atomics requires... We're just gonna need more agents for everything. In order for us to be able to utilize atomics, we don't even have the necessary intel. So it's not like we can spam this ability constantly. it is quite intel costly. Can be a pain in the ass. Deploy. Okay, we're seriously seeing some serious damage being applied to us here. Don't know where they are going here. Trying to do, but we're trying to keep on pressuring the enemies. Go here, guys go back, and you guys can rejoin the siege. Problem is that they don't spread out. You have to micromanage this, and if the rockets are just capable of doing splash damage, then all your units are receiving damage one after another. We still haven't dealt with this uprising over here. I kind of don't care. Just want to get this thing over with. Let's see. So supply drop, yes. Atomics we cannot afford because we don't have the necessary intel, and the funniest thing is we need also 6,000 Solari in order to just be able to afford this. The ultimate thing which you can do is the infiltration cells or the assassinations, and those can like literally kill the leader, and that way you don't have to go through this whole shebang, because trust me, this is just annoying. But I feel like the Arakan or Arakeen or whatever you want to call it is gonna fall one of these days. Hopefully. The thing is, I don't even want to recruit the regular soldiers to help out with this because they would just simply not be able to pull their weight. Let's do this. What's happening here? You have enough forces there, hopefully, to do this. Defense sabotage, we don't have the intel. So think about what we have already done. 2 defense sabotages. Are you seriously trying to trade with me now? You're almost killed. You're irrelevant, almost. Is the most polite thing I can say. And so far, I have honestly been able to do this only with the Harkonens. I haven't tried this with the Atreides. They do have decent units, but I just don't see it working out. It would be probably fun for Fremen to defeat the Harkonnens like this. Let's try to get the Langsred Guard. That would be able to help us out. I definitely want to buff the authority production here. So we're taking units back, we're sending units to attack, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why you need to have an adjacent town. And the fact that the Atreides is not trying to stop this is shocking to me. Let's assume this is gonna be over. At least I hope so. Send in the Cerberus. 1, 2. Damn it! They were able to recruit the Landskräft units. Let's go with the combat drugs. Buff these suckers so they're able to do a crap ton of damage. I lost a unit there because it's going too fast. I just want to speed this up and get this shit over. No! Once they leave the region, the combat drugs are also not applied. Yeah, man, you can do it. I believe in you. We're taking some serious pummeling here. I'm gonna use the supply drop. Send in more units.
We're ready, Baron.
even if they're weakened. But there goes Arkeen. The animations are kind of lackluster, and they do tend to be all weird. I have to be careful here because the explosion... Fucking hell! You gotta be shitting me. Fucking sandworm. You see, these are the moments which I'm talking about. I just went from 7 units to what, 2? You gotta be shitting me. Losing units like this sucks! Fucking hell. Great way to ruin the ending. But now all these regions are technically free to be conquered. Problem is the overall cost of how much would it be. So it depends on me. The thing is, I really want to replicate the procedure here. So capturing this town for 490 would be quite nice as a staging ground. Or theoretically, this location over here, which has the minerals, it's 530. It's far closer. Units here would have to travel quite the distance, and just getting our units over there would be annoying as fuck, because they would have to traverse such a long ass distance. Oh, come on, fuck off with the sandworm already. So yeah, the House Atreides is officially off the map. I was able to do what they failed to do in the movies. We're gonna have to move these troopers here, which is, I think, where they're gonna be attacking us. Let's get one more Cerberus. You're gonna hate the amount of punishment I'm about to drop on top of you. But yeah, that's gonna be for this one. So if you did like it, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy the atomics? And yeah, hopefully on the next one we're gonna be able to deal with the additional factions. Hopefully it's not gonna... No, don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare. This is why I hate ranged attackers. They trigger the sandworm like crazy. But anyhow, yeah, like I said, that's gonna be it. Give it a big thumbs up. For more fun content like this, check out the channel. I publish content all over the damn place right now because stuff with schedule. Other than that, I'm gonna wish you a pleasant rest of the day, and hopefully I will see you all at the next one. And check out the review if I have done it by now. Thank you all for watching, and bye-bye.